All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Ting Chu. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our special college to your journey to the college. Tonight. This is our number 4 on our my journey to college, and I'm so proud and privileged to introduce this young lady. Actually, I literally watching her grow. Very proud of her. It's not about the college to get into. It's actually when I met her, and she's such a humble girl, and especially I remember, she always reach out and ask for the resource, what else she can do, and she want to do more than what she can do, and also she is the best team player. I still remember she went to one of the summer camp, and she actually not only helping herself and also helping several of the students out there, and they really impressed about her and her leadership. And also, she's one of the leaders in our the Chinese line group too. So I know tonight she's going to share her journey to the college, and so I'm so proud of her. She actually has a chance to get into the University of Pittsburgh, the business major. Can you give her the big clap? Okay, and hearts for her. All right. And we're going to share for the journey. And then after that, we actually going to, if you have a question, we can open the question and answer. All right. Okay, so without further ado, can you all help me welcome Miss Grace Zheng. Grace.
Hi. My name is Grace. I just graduated from Northview High School this year, so I am a freshman in college at the University of Pittsburgh. And I actually haven't moved in yet. I'm moving in this weekend, so I'm technically not a college student just yet. So there are going to be a few things that I'm still learning as I go as well. So yeah, so let's get started on the presentation. I made a small one, not sure. There you go. Is everyone able to see this?
Yes. Okay. Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so first thing I want to talk about was the Common app. For me, I had to write a lot of essays. There were a lot of things that were a lot confusing. What I found the most confusing was definitely the difference between early action versus early decision. So I actually didn't apply to any schools as my early decision, but I don't remember which ones, but I did apply to a few for early action. So for those of you who don't know the difference, early decision is essentially your first choice college. If you do get in, you basically have to attend no matter like how much financial aid they give you or whatever. And early action is just basically like applying earlier to a school. And if I do remember correctly, there is a better chance of you getting into a college if you apply early action, because they have more slots open and available for a student to get in. So that's just something that you or your child might want to keep in mind when you're applying to college. Definitely apply early action because it is easier to get in then. And then just essays. So I did write a total of, I believe, 14 or 15 essays. Some were really short, like maybe 200 words, but some of them I wrote like 800 words all along. And I think the most important essay was the personal one, where you got to choose what you wrote and essentially like let the college know more about you and what type of person you are. Now, in this essay, I wrote about basically my social life and my parents' social life and how it impacted me growing up and how it built like how my character and identity to what it is today. So I wrote this, it took me like maybe a month or two to finish writing this essay. I did have a tutor look over it for me, just so someone had like a fresh view to proofread all my work, just to see all my grammar and if there was anything I could add to make it even more unique to myself. Now, typically in this kind of essay, students need to find something extremely unique to them and not something like super broad where almost any other student can relate to, just so the like colleges can see like how unique and what like stands out to them like about you. Next thing I want to talk about really fast is FAFSA and CCS. So FAFSA, it always opens on October 1st every single year, and FAFSA has to be completed for any student to receive any type of financial aid. There are a few states, if I remember correctly, there's 13 or 14 states that do come on a sort of first come, first serve basis. So it's also like best to fill it out the day it does come out. I do have a few friends who didn't fill it out until like November or December, and it just did not work out very well for them. They didn't receive as much financial aid as they wanted to. And then CCS, if I remember correctly, I only filled out CCS or CSS for some schools. So I only filled it out for, I believe, NYU out of all the schools I applied for. And just be sure to like fill it out because some schools do require it, some don't. Yeah, so I just talked about the application process mostly because I'm not in college yet. I don't really have much advice for students who want to know what the college experience is like, but I can offer more experience on like how applying is. So I just made sure to write down all my due dates so I could turn in everything on time. I think the only like everything I turn in at least maybe like a week or two before the application deadline, except for my University of Pittsburgh application, which I turned in 2 minutes beforehand. And it worked out for me because I got in, but yeah, but it's just not very fun rushing, like turning in at 11:58 p.m. when you're exhausted and you don't know if you like did all their essays, you're not sure if your grammar is, so just make sure you know your due dates and everything like that. Once again, have someone else proofread your essays. I did have a tutor to proofread it, but I also had a lot of my friends. We helped each other out. We went to cafes, and yeah, we essentially helped each other like look over our essays, make sure all the grammar was right, make sure everything was like, good. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about for the suggestions was to be honest in all of your applications. Do not lie in your applications. I did have someone from my school lie about something. I think it was she lied about the amount of money her parents made that year. And if the school, like, I'm not sure if the school found out, but if the school does find out that you were being dishonest, they can withdraw their acceptance letter. So just be sure you're being honest in all your applications. Okay, so next I wanted to talk about the coaching program. The coaching program I did for a few years. I did like it a lot. And essentially any questions that my teachers weren't able to answer in school for me, I just email the coach like really quick, and essentially they respond to me within 24 hours and I get all the information I needed. And not on top of that, the coach also gave me lists of activities that that I didn't even know I had to do during that year, which helped me like, pull ahead, build leadership, teamwork, and all that good stuff I had to do. So junior year, I was stressed out about classes, APs, all that stuff. The coach definitely helped me like figure all that stuff out. They'd also send like summer jobs and camps that you're able to attend and scholarship opportunities that you're able to do. So any summer jobs and camps around your area, they'd send it to you and see if it's something you're looking interested in. So there are 2 camps that I went to over the summer. So yeah, there are 2 camps. I'm going to talk more about those. The first one I went to, I believe, was actually the Brandon Hall one, which is on the second dot. This was all before quarantine started, but it was a 3-week camp and I stayed overnight, and it was on world leadership. Essentially, we had to find a problem in the world and essentially figure out a solution to make someone's life even just a little bit better. So but I was the only child, I believe, in the camp that was actually from the United States, even though it was just like locally in the area. I made friends from Spain, Bermuda, China, Japan, Germany, and then, yeah, there were just a bunch of, in Vietnam as well. So there were just a bunch of like children from all over the world. Some were older, some were younger. I still keep in contact with them even just to this day, just so like I have connections in all these different sorts of countries, you know. I mean, it's just something good to have. Like if you ever happen to travel to these countries, it's nice to know somebody there. And we all like, we spent 3 weeks together, so we essentially know a lot of things about each other, and we got to know each other. So I'm just really glad that I got the opportunity to do this. Highly recommended. If anyone has any questions about that, you can ask Ms. Ting about it. I'm sure she can give you more information than I can. And then my second camp that I went to was FTE. Now, I did this one at Emory University. I stayed there for 1 week, and I think there were 32 students in total. Now, this one you had to apply for, you had to write an essay for, and you had to wait for an acceptance letter, basically, just to get into this camp as well. So after I got in, I spent a week over there. I met a lot of new people. It was for rising juniors and rising seniors only that year. And I believe I was a rising junior. So actually I had some friends from my high school, so I got to know them a little bit better. And then there were kids from California, Colorado, Florida, North Carolina, just essentially everywhere from around the United States. And we all did team building and leadership. So in the mornings, we'd wake up at like 8 a.m. and take an economics class with a college professor, basically. We take notes and we would do quizzes and surveys and like small exams, basically throughout the entire week. But that was probably the most exhausting part, just waking up in the morning since it's the middle of July. But and then in the afternoon, we do like fun activities involving leadership, teamwork. We had to build trust with our teammates. And yeah, we did a lot of like activities where our camp counselors would, you know, throw together last minute. And it was like, just, even though it was only 1 week together, everyone was like one big like family. Everyone still keeps in touch. I think they're planning a trip together next year. So we're hoping to meet up again. We didn't want to do it this summer because of the whole, you know, pandemic. But yeah, I do see some of my friends from the camp every now and then, because some of them do live in this area. We talk, we try and catch up. And yeah, so it's just a lot of good stuff on that. And then, so there's, other than these opportunities that this program has given me, there were a lot of activities I did outside of school and this. So I did a lot of volunteer. I was also in the Leo Club, which Ms. Ting said earlier. I was the secretary both my junior and senior year. And the Leo Club is essentially a Chinese American volunteer group. We go around and try and get together once a month and do something nice for the Chinese American community, or any community that we can get to, basically. We do, I remember one time we went around to, I believe, Doraville, and we like just picked up the trash around just so the community didn't like look so littered, and it was better for the environment. And yeah, so that was definitely something that hopefully some of you would like to join, because I think, I'm not a member this year, but I do believe we are low on members. So if you are interested, it also looks really good on your resume, you know, more volunteer hours. So it looks good. I also worked as a translator and office assistant for about 1.5 years. I worked with a like tutoring company. It's Lennox Education, if any of you have heard of it. I worked as an office assistant. I translated as well for the Chinese parents who did not speak English very well, or the overseas parents who lived in China and wanted to like help their children improve on their English as well. So very little things. And then let's see what else. I did a lot of volunteer during school. So school, I did beta club, which a lot of you are probably in, just a lot of volunteering. And then, yeah, sorry. I can't seem to remember what else, but I did do a lot of volunteering. I had many, many hours, and I just remember to put it all on your resume to apply to college for. Yeah, that's essentially it. I don't think there's anything else I need to talk about. Is there any questions or?
All right. Hey, let's give the Grace the heart, the thumbs up first, okay? All right. Okay. You want to unshare, Grace?
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Awesome. Awesome. Appreciate you share your the what is important, right? For the people to know, right? So any questions, you can put it on the question and answer, okay? I think she covered very good parts. And hey, when you're done, you're done. You don't need to remember all these things, right? No, I'm kidding. But no, she did a very good summary for a lot of us already, right? So what I learned from her is, very important. First one, right? Do not wait until last minutes. That is the most important. But you get in, but you don't want to wait for the last minutes, right? And second thing I learned from her a lot is she reach out. She reach out for the resource and herself. Not only what she can do is she keep asking for, what actually else she can do. Strike for the better. I still remember that. She is actually very early young, the college coaching, the students, right? And then from June referral, and then she, like me, she is like, treat me like a friend, she's like, oh, okay, hey, this thing, this and that, she'll update with me. And so that's the one thing I do learn a lot from her too, right? Say, any other questions or comments? Want to, and we also have Grace mom here. Can you say hello? Yeah, you want to unmute your line?
Hi.
Hi, let's give a round of applause for Grace mom too, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, I know she said she did not do a lot for Grace, but I know she is the best supporter. She had no doubt whatever Grace needed, she just helped, so much. So anyone else?
Yeah, I may have a question because I kind of quite impressive about when Grace described as a camp, like two camp, and all the company becomes friend and also schedule trip to next year. That sounds really excited. For the camp, how did you choose this camp? Like, do you have a many choice of camp, or you ask for this type of camp? How you get choose this two camp from the list?
I believe Ms. Ting actually saw these camps, and she actually just referred them to me directly because she knew I'd be a good match for these, because she knew I was looking for into economics, and like as a business major, economics is pretty essential. So she definitely looked out for these, and she thought of me. So yeah, it was.
That's sweet. So you don't have to choose. Miss Ting choose for you. Okay.
Well, she's, yes, it is. However, she's very blessed. She's the one I recommend, but she actually is the one want to look into, and she do some study, and she's like, okay, I'll talk to my mom, and then they do it. Yeah. Definitely is a very worldwide, the interesting camp together. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyone, any other comments? We have quite a few of the student and parents on here tonight. Or comments? I know we have some of the students, right? Betty, do you have any, I know Betsy, right? Or any other student, let me see. Joy, right? Pasa, do you have anything? Comments? Oh, you guys all think Grace did a good job? Then you can thumbs up. Yeah, because we don't have any question, we're good. Okay, we have a thumbs up. So, all right.
I can
Beautiful.
ask a question, Ting.
You want to ask a question? Sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So
Yeah.
Grace, just curious, like as a high school graduate, if you can go back and start over again, what is something that you want to change in your high school years? Or was something that you wish you had done more or done less?
I feel like, okay, something I definitely wish I would have done freshman year was maybe join some sports. I did sports throughout middle school. I did tennis, I did swimming, but as soon as I got to high school, I just moved into the area. So I wasn't able to look into any sports. So thinking back on that, I wish I had, and just mostly that. Everything else I'd probably do the same.
Hey, awesome. Thank you so much.
What do you think the sports will help you or will make the difference? Yeah.
I definitely wanted to try out. There are obviously like individual sports and then teamwork sports. I definitely want to try like volleyball or something like that. Definitely enhance on my teamwork a little bit more. Stay in shape. Definitely, even though I still go to the gym, staying in shape would be nice if I did a sport and everything.
All right, beautiful. So it's not for academic purpose, it's more for your the purpose. Yeah. Yeah, it's so true because you have a lot of stress, right? So you can release too. Yeah, okay.
Oh, if no one else has one, I have another one that maybe will be a good concluding question. But Grace, if you can give one piece of advice to all of our upcoming students, what kind of advice would you give?
Advice. Ooh. Definitely get a planner and write down all your due dates because you won't be able to remember everything. So I definitely got a planner, wrote down my due dates, and made sure everything was turned in on time. Because sometimes late work, there's penalty points, and it takes away from your GPA. So just make sure everything's turned in on time and you're on top of everything. Schoolwork is the first thing that should be on your mind.
Awesome. Love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, with that, how about any advice to the parents? How to support the students?
Well, growing up, my mom didn't really help me much with schoolwork. She supported me in every way she could. But yeah, my mom, even when I received a bad grade, I'd confide in my mom and everything. She still supported me no matter what I chose to do. So just be there for your kids, basically. Be there when, even if they didn't receive like the best grade possible or something that like they were a goal, maybe they didn't just missed the goal that they were aiming for, just let them know that they could do better next time. So, yeah. Thank
you. Beautiful.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, who is this?
This is Tony.
Hi, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you mentioned that maybe I missed it or something, but when did you start applying for scholarships?
Oh, scholarships. I think I started applying, I believe, end of junior year.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not too late. She just started. She just started her senior year, and we were worried that she might be too late, but it doesn't sound like she's starting to do her application.
No, definitely not. You just gotta know like when the due dates are. There are a lot of scholarships out there. Sometimes they're not even due until like July next year. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Good to know. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah.
Maybe one more question
Yeah,
for
go
Grace.
ahead. Yeah.
For the coaching program, what do you think helped you most from that coaching program?
I feel like it just led me in the right direction. Like, especially sometimes when I felt lost and I didn't know what I needed to do in order to stand out more to colleges. The coaching program definitely led me in the direction that I needed to go. And yeah, just led me in the right path.
Did you meet a coach like on Zoom or mostly email?
We mostly emailed, but I did meet the coach a few times over a video chat, I believe. And I believe this was pre-pandemic, so I didn't really know what Zoom was, but.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, beautiful. Well, for the scholarship, there are a few types of scholarship. One is merit scholarship, which is you have outstanding, your the academic, right? One is actually the regular scholarship. You actually have some talents, no matter the sports to the your some other special talents, okay? And then also the general scholarship, like Grace say, there are $2 billion money out there, and there are many of them. So make sure you stay on top of it. And the chance are the more that you apply, the more merrier, right? Okay. All right. Okay. So Grace, I know you're going to be off to the college this weekend. And what will you miss the most?
My parents, for sure.
Oh, that's so sweet. Mom is there. Mom, no crying, okay? I'm so proud of Grace. It is such an honor and privilege to watching her grow, anything else you have final advice to the student, the parents, or us, and thank you for doing this. I know you do this from your hearts and just want to give it back to the community and have such a team player to want to give the new student the confidence, right? And let them know you'll be okay, right? Any the final piece of the advice?
You say it. Well, my daughter was asking me a question.
Oh.
I don't know. It's probably personal, but she wants some advice on when she fills out application, about herself. How does she really present herself and things like that?
To make me stand out.
To make her stand out.
Because I know that's what colleges really look for in students nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah. So something I did is I pulled basically whatever I wanted to major in. I pulled something very, very personal experience I had in my life, and I put it together with why it led me to be someone who chose this major and how it would lead me to be someone better at this major or something like that, very much. So it's just personal experiences and something that, maybe it could be like a near-death experience or
So very emotional.
It doesn't have to be emotional, to something that, other people probably wouldn't have gone through, something very unique to yourself.
Okay. So did you have people who actually read on your essay and helped you with, correcting whatever needs to be corrected and things like that?
Yes. So I did. I had a tutor who did it. I even though I wrote out like a whole draft of my essay, I just basically had the tutor go back and help me with grammar and ask me about personal experiences and how I could tie them to other things in my essay to add on to and make more unique. So I believe I can recommend Miss Beverly.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
Thank you. Yes.
So put my number in the chat, and if you have any
I'm going yet because the signal says.
Yeah, no problem. I can give to Tony. Yeah, I can talk to her. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Beautiful. All right. Okay. Any other final comments? Encouragement to Grace? Okay. So, if not, then on behalf of the awesome team, okay, we want to present this certificate of appreciation to the Great Zheng for sharing your valuable experience on how you get into the University of Pittsburgh with the awesome team and others. And we appreciate you for your time and your wisdom. All right. Let's give it a round of applause for Grace Zheng again. And wish you the best, Grace. I know you're going to doing awesome. You're going to do well, and very proud of you. And we cannot wait to see your success. Okay. And if anything we can do, don't forget, I know you'll miss your mommy and daddy the most, but don't forget all the auntie, uncle, and all the team here. All right.
And stay safe, Grace.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So maybe let's take a Serena, can you take a picture for Grace and then with her certificate? Okay, hold on, because for you, you can do that. Yeah, pull her together. All right.
Grace, I'm going to spotlight you, okay?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Thank you so
All right.
much. We appreciate you.
Yes. Okay. So, you know, if without any question or final comments, and then thank you, Grace. And then we conclude tonight, and then we will go on to our the journey to the college. All right. Thank you. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Bye bye.